Hey guys, it's Hannah with Brian & Brian Inspections.
Hi, I'm Becky Ray. I'm with Legence Realty Associates, and I'm the team leader for Enlighten Realty Group.
I also want to give a shout out to Bolt Mortgage for allowing us to use their space here to record. They've been very welcoming for us, very supportive of both of our careers. I know that you filmed in here before with a couple other people, so shout out to Bolt Mortgage. We appreciate you.
So we're going to talk a little bit about the process for me. So with a buyer, after we get under contract, we find that perfect home. What's next? What do I do for them? And make sure that their home is what they want it to be. And that kind of goes hand in hand with inspections. So I really like to give my clients a lot of value by providing them options. Brian & Brian Inspections is definitely one of them.
I didn't pay her to say that.
No. The last couple of homes that I have went under contract with was with actually Brian & Brian Inspections doing their inspections. So once we get under contract, I give them names, phone numbers, quotes, what inspections need to be done, and kind of go from there and then have them pick. And then I make those phone calls for them. Once they pick who they want, if you're in an older home, you might want to do a foundation inspection. And then if there's an additional HVAC type situation where you feel like it's an older unit and you want to get really in depth with it, having more HVAC inspections done than just the general is typically what I would recommend. As well as if you have a pool or a septic tank. My last transaction was we had to do all the things. If I can, which is 99% of the time, I'll attend the inspections either in place of my clients if they're busy or with my clients. So if you're there, I'm going to be there. If you're not there, I'm going to be there. That's my motto. I just want to make sure that I'm there.
Yeah, at least the end, though. When they're finishing up, they can go over everything, the major items, and then you can do a little walkthrough and look at those items, too.
See what's the most important things to discuss, too, because we're going to come back. If there is issues within the home, we're going to come back and ask for either the listing agent to have some repairs done from the seller, or to maybe have a seller's contributions to pay money towards the buyer getting those things cost after closing. If you don't attend and you just get a report, sometimes it can be super ambiguous and you don't know where to start. And you see a lot of things usually on an inspection, whether it's a new construction home or a 1950s home. There's always, in my experience, 30 to 50 items regardless.
Yeah. Not all of those items have to be repaired. Not a lot of them, because our inspectors are thorough. They'll call out every single thing, even the things that are nitty gritty. But you guys are looking at those big ticket items, the things that are more costly to repair. And a lot of the times it'll be cheaper for the seller to repair them prior to the home buyer coming in, because such things as missing roof shingles, it'll be a lot less expensive for the seller to repair those things as opposed to the buyer coming in and requesting an entirely new roof.
I feel like that's super important to have that conversation with the inspector to see what their thoughts are if they see those items frequently, or if it's just like, oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. Like, I think you should check this out.
Yeah, but definitely the area that you're in will play a big part in it too. Like, our inspectors that inspect down in Galveston are really familiar with that area, and there's things that will show up on those beach homes that you might not see in those historical homes, or things up in Conroe in those rural areas that you might not see down in Galveston. So having someone who's experienced in those terrains as well will help the buyer ultimately understand common things that will show up on that report.
Absolutely.
So you're under contract with the buyer. How soon do you start the inspection process?
So pretty much ASAP, because you're going to want to do it during your option period. So whenever you're writing the offer, you have to put in a number of days that you're going to have an option period for. Even look on the Brian & Brian website, make sure that there's availability within the next couple of days for that inspection. And so that way everything, if it gets the offer gets accepted, I can go ahead and push go on the inspection. And Monday at 2:00 is great for me, then perfect.
And you can always tentatively schedule too. Like, even when you're writing your offer, if you're online and you see a time that works and you're like, okay, this time would be ideal if the offer gets accepted, you can still book it. And if your offer doesn't get accepted or you have to move it around, we don't penalize you for that.
So if you're not seeing anything online with any inspector or any appointments, call. Have your agent make that call, because I guarantee you somebody's going to squeeze you in and make sure that you are taken care of.
Now, when you're doing the repairs, I'm assuming you use the repair request builder tool.
Yes.
And so what is that process process like when you're trying to figure out what deficiencies to select and sending that over to the listing agent for negotiations?
Absolutely. So when we talk to the inspector initially, they're going to verbally tell you a lot of things that they're going to put on the report. And so I'll keep those items in mind, especially if the clients are at the inspection too, and we're all talking about the most important thing to make sure that we are asking for the correct seller's contributions, especially if we're not asking them to the seller to repair anything. It's good to have an inspection for your seller, in hindsight, like before you even put it on the market sometimes if you're concerned with a couple of things. Also invoices too, of things that are repaired already, just asking for invoices to make sure. So sometimes things have warranties and stuff like that, so it's good to have those invoices.
That's awesome. Love that.
Awesome.